All right. the St. Louis Blues. Shake it and break it. Thank ya. All right. All right. The St. Louis Blues.
That's another semester for the books. I'm surprised I got through it. How about you guys?
I feel you, man. I'm just glad to be passing with a good grade.
Yeah. So what now?
We could just relax, I guess.
I got a better idea.
What if we told scary stories by the fire?
That's so lame.
Here, you coming up with any ideas?
Hey, it's better than any cheesy horror stories. Look, why don't you just...
Whoa, guys. We just got through a stressful semester. No need to make it worse. Besides, if they're actually pretty good, it could be pretty interesting. So, how should we start this?
Well, I have a story that could be pretty scary for you guys to listen to.
There was a first-year MSP student who needed to film their reporter packaging quick. He thought it was dumb to have to sign out equipment and instead just tried to take it since no one was in tech services to stop him. But as he reached for the equipment, the lights began to flicker. The ghost of Sealer appeared and bellowed, "Where's your sheet? Where's your sheet?" The student, terrified, scrambled to leave the room until the door slammed shut just before he could escape. They frantically shook the door handle, but it wouldn't budge. It was hopeless. The student dropped to the ground and covered their eyes to hide from the ghost. Just then, there was a subtle click of an old TV powering on. The student opened his eyes to see the most terrifying sight.
It'd be a good idea to go into these woods this late at night without bringing protection. You know people go missing in these woods, right?
Look at me. Where's your protection, huh?
Come on, let's just go a little bit deeper and that's where the action is.
Are you nuts? Do you even know what creatures roam in these woods?
Lions, tigers, bears, your mom.
Knock it off.
You? Where are you? Can you see me? Okay, I'm coming. Ashley, are you there? Come on, don't play around. Where are you?
Thank you for coming to me.
I know I will find you.
Jeff, where are you at? How was school today? Jeff, what is wrong?
Hey, heads up. Nick Fury's calling you.
Why is Nick Fury calling me?
I don't know. He probably has some superhero stuff for you to do. You're a superhero.
If it's important, why would he call me?
Apparently not. See? No caller ID. It's him. You just send Nick Fury to voicemail? No. You don't just send Nick Fury to voicemail.
Shit! Where'd you come from?
I've been here.
Huh.
We need you to suit up. ETW, start one piece for you. This is Mr. Beck.
You can call me Quinn.
He's from Earth, just like yours.
Creatures formed from the primary elements.
We have one mission. Kill it. You're coming with us.
Eden.
Stand by for retinol. Close back doors to all communication networks.
What's the plan, Peter?
Our best hope is to stop it here and now, no matter what's the cost.
You're not ready for this.
Are you okay?
It's really nice to talk to someone about superhero stuff. There was a note in the case that said, "For the next Tony Stark, I trust you." They need the next Iron Man. It's not gonna be me. It could be you.
No, Peter.
I'd like to transfer the controls to Quentin Beck.
Oh, see, that wasn't that hard.
Oh shit. It's him. I messed up.
So you want to tell me what happened with Eden? Why are you looking around?
Beck. He's here.
Do you want these, bitch?
You lied to me. I trusted you.
I know, that's the disappointing part. But you're a good person, Peter. Such a weakness. Stark is right. You deserve them.
You can't trick me anymore. Hey, Edith.
Welcome back, Peter.
Did you know that Monca is the first college in the United States that received a virtual reality radiography stimulator? In this room, radiography students get to have a hands-on experience on a VR simulator. I got the chance to sit down with the radiography program director, Dana Smith, to learn more about the virtual stimulator.
So essentially what a radiography VR simulator is it's an x-ray room that they can use essentially anywhere they want to with a headset on. So essentially you don't have to have an x-ray room built into this room, but it also gives them that experience that they're still positioning the patient and taking that x-ray and things of that nature as well. What happened is a gentleman from New Zealand actually reached out to the previous program director, and they kind of started to get things rolling with it.
Dana and her radiography students get to practice taking x-rays without having to be in an x-ray room.
Just great for our students to be able to have these extra resources, essentially, to be able to still use this not only here in this space while the other students are using the x-ray room, to also be able to take it at home. Essentially helps in that aspect, that it gives them more of the hands-on opportunity that they don't get in the classroom. So the patient and an x-ray actually comes up, so she can kind of see.
So I've been at Monco for about 3 years now. I knew I always wanted to be into the medical field, and so I did a lot of research in the medical field. I did a lot of job research, and I found radiology, which sparked my interest because I thought x-rays were super cool. Kind of like helped me sort of figure out, okay, this is what I have to do. I have to do this, this, and this, and it kind of makes it more, I guess you could say, like, not physical, but like sort of at the same time, because you feel like you're already in a different world and you feel like it's so real that it's actually happening. I'm more of a visual learner than anything, so I feel like this helps me a lot visually.
Reporting for Buzz Update, I am Paulina Svitailo.
Hi, my name is Lauren Conley, and I'm an on-road supervisor at UPS. I start my day off at the computer. I am a yard controller at the moment, so the best way to describe that is like an air traffic controller, except I'm confined to the yard at UPS. My job can be very rewarding, especially during the peak season, because we are essentially Santa Claus to millions and millions of families all across the country and even the world. I would say the most challenging part about my job is managing over 300 drivers at a time and dealing with everyone's personality. Also, in a male-dominated industry and being a woman supervisor, it's sometimes hard to navigate. As a woman in transportation, I know I'm part of the minority. We make up only 15% of the workers in the transportation industry. I would definitely say I encounter adversity at work, whether it's with inappropriate comments or, having drivers or just men in general wanting to have a man answer the question, or just questioning my answer and having to refer to a man. When UPS started, there was hardly any women that worked there, and slowly over time, UPS has encouraged more women to take on stronger roles within the company. What you would normally see is women taking on more clerical roles, but now you see women getting into the hard labor or, becoming on-road supervisors, drivers, and package handlers, everything. So I got my CDL permit and I'm training to get my CDL license. And after that, I will be going to Chicago for DTS training, which is driver training school. I would like to inspire other women to do the same as I have done or go far beyond what I've done. I don't know what else to say. I should say more. I want to make a lot of money.
Hello everyone, today we're here at the Blue Mountain Resort. As you can see, a lot of people are gathering here today to snowboard, to ski, to go tubing, and as you can tell, today it is 51 degrees, which is not as cold as we expect it to be in the winter time. And I just want to let you know that everyone is still having a bunch of fun and using the snow to their advantage. So here we have Yudish with us, who you can see is absolutely wearing just nothing, just a t-shirt and his snowsuit over him. And Yudish, what are you doing here today?
I'm skiing.
Would you say this is the ideal weather to ski, especially in February?
It's a little too warm, but I guess insofar as there's snow on the ground.
The warm weather does not seem to be stopping absolutely anybody. As we can see, there are mountains full of people. There are sleds that are being ridden. And this fake snow does not seem to be stopping absolutely anybody. Can you believe that even the melted snow if we look further on, we'll see that people are walking in absolute mud. There are absolute puddles, and people just do not seem to care. Everyone is here to just enjoy and have fun. So we're here with Denise at the Blue Mountain Lodge today, and we just found out that there are some races going on. Can you tell us something more about that?
Yes, I mean, it's amazing. We have our boarder and skier cross team here at Blue Mountain. Today, they are racing for USASA, which is one of the divisions. It's a little warm today. It's gorgeous for us parents, but makes the snow softer, which makes the course a little more difficult and a little less speed.
Reporting for the Buzz Update, I'm Yana Mordvinsova.
Driving down Route 309. This is something that I do almost every single day. And there's one point on this road that I find particularly interesting. Right here. The road forks off, and you decide if you want to continue onto Route 309 or onto Bethlehem Pike. Now, I've always kind of thought of Bethlehem Pike and Route 309 as the same road. So what's the difference? The answer is actually pretty interesting, but to explain it to you, we're gonna have to go back in time. Let's start in 1741, when David Nitschmann der Bischof and his buddy, Nikolaus Zinzendorf, headed north from Philadelphia to a new settlement in the Lehigh Valley. Now, Nitschmann and Zinzendorf were Moravians, one of the oldest Protestant denominations in Christianity. So, one of the values that they held dear was evangelism. This settlement, which they named Bethlehem after the birthplace of Jesus Christ, was intended as a mission settlement where Moravians could spread the gospel to other German-speaking settlers and to local Native American tribes. Now, the footpath that the Moravians took to Bethlehem was called the Minzi Trail, and it had been forged by the local Lenni Lenape tribe. But as traffic to and from Bethlehem increased, colonists began to refer to this route as the King's Road. And let's not forget that it's the 1700s, and tensions between England and the colonies are at an all-time high. So when the Revolutionary War struck, the King's Road became host to a slew of traveling revolutionaries. The Continental Army retreated from Philadelphia, the colonial capital, and with the Liberty Bell in tow, they headed north on the King's Road to Bethlehem. When they arrived, the Sun Inn, a Bethlehem inn and tavern that still stands today, was host to a myriad of recognizable names. George Washington, John Adams, the Marquis de Lafayette, and 14 different members of the Continental Congress all signed the Sun Inn's registry. But it was really after the Revolution that this historic pathway got the name we know today. In 1804, a turnpike company acquired the route and established a toll road called the Bethlehem Turnpike. This turnpike remained in operation for over 100 years, but in 1926, the U.S. numbered highway system threw a huge spanner in the works. What was once simply the Bethlehem Pike began to be divvied into the numbered sections that we see today. In some places it was PA 12, in others US 309, PA 191, Interstate 378, PA Route 378. This is really when the identity of the King's Road, the Minzi Trail, the Bethlehem Pike began to fall apart. These days, most of the original Bethlehem Pike is signed as Pennsylvania Route 309, but stretches of the historic road in Sellersville, Quakertown, and Center Valley are signed as Old Bethlehem Pike or PA 378. It can be easy to overlook the significance of things we take for granted, like roads we travel every day. But every pathway has a story, especially those that have been traveled for centuries.
My name is Madi Still. I am the amazing owner of Be Still Nutrition here in Hatfield, what we call the happiest, healthiest place in Hatfield. Be Still Nutrition, the purpose is to get fast but healthy food. Be Still Nutrition is meant to be a fast, healthy restaurant where you come in, you get a shake, you get a tea with it as a complimentary token of free energy, and then you take that to go with you, or you can eat here in our healthy cafe. Do actual meal replacement shakes and smoothies where you're going to feel full for a couple of hours and consider that to be a full meal. Everything we use is natural, and it comes from great sources that's actually like grown in farms. It's like the seed, the plants. Our tea is 5 to 10 calories, no sugar. We actually flavor it with aloe. I think it's really important to support local businesses, small businesses, especially Black-owned businesses. We're just really excited to continue to serve the community in the way that we have. So give us a try.
A command needs belief.
I will never. It will never work.
Well, I feel better now. Can I have something with your part?
How have you?
Can I actually bet on horse number 7, please? Excuse me? The movie at 7? Is there a problem here?
Wait, what?
Daddy, come play with us. Come play with us, Daddy.
We found him in the ocean. He asked for you by name.
We've met before, in a half-remembered dream. So you've come to steal from me.
No use threatening him in a dream, right, Mal?
Depends on what you're threatening him with. If we kill him, he'll wake up. But pain is in the mind.
Hello?
Daddy, where are you?
Oh, I'm working. I'm sorry, bud.
Is Mommy with you?
Kill yourself with me.
We've been through this. Mommy isn't coming back.
We gotta leave. The contractors are coming for us.
I'm impressed by your fortitude. I want you to do the impossible and implant the idea into my rival's son, who will soon inherit the company, in order to break up the empire.
What do you want from us?
Inception. If we don't stop them, they will control half the world's energy.
But we can't. We can plant ideas in their head, but they won't be seen as our own.
Inception isn't impossible. I've done it once before, but I'm choosing to walk away this time.
Do you want to go home? To America? To your kids?
We'll need a team, and your guarantee that I can get home to my kids.
I'll make it done.
We need a new architect to make the dream believable.
Why can't you do it?
Mal won't let me.
Come on. This is Ariadne. She's my best student.
Draw me a maze. Again. Draw me a maze. That's it. You're in.
So you never remember the beginning of the dream, just when you get to the center. Tell me, how did you get here?
Well,
Exactly.
It's never just a dream, is it? Face full of glass hurts like hell.
This is my totem. It's a way to die. Well, you're not allowed to see it. Only I can know the exact weight of it. You'll need one if you want to know whether you're in a dream or not.
And I have this top. It was my wife's. In the dreams, it spins indefinitely.
Why do you have it now?
She died.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Why are you thanking me?
You didn't ask if I killed her. We have the team together.
Good. I bought the airline the son of my rival's going to come in on. I'm coming with you.
Cheers to your father. Sorry for your loss.
Taxi! What's going on? Just don't talk. Great. That wasn't in the script.
Oh my goodness, how could that happen?
Your guilt is influencing this mission. You need to let your wife go.
I'm gonna put him out of his misery.
Nah, Death won't wake him up. He's too sedated.
So what happens when you die now?
We drop into limbo. Unconstructed dream space. We need to go deeper into the dream. It's the only way to save the mission. Mal.
Cobb, we can stay here together forever. Stay with me here.
I can't. I have to get back to the kids.
No, you can stay here with me forever.
I can't. I have to let you go. You're just a shade of my wife. Not all her perfectness. Not all her imperfectness.
Cobb, we need to go.
I'm sorry.
Cobb, I remember you from when I was just a young man.
Well, I've come back to you to remind you that this isn't real. Daddy's home.
Daddy!
Home, buddy. So good to see you.
Hi, my name is Valeria and I'm an artist. I can remember doing art from a really young age because I was always inspired about the things that were around me. It doesn't matter how big or small the thing was, it was always inspiring. Nobody believes in artists more often than saying it's not an actual career. I won a congressional award when I was in high school and my painting was placed in Congress House, and from there on I understood, that I can do much more than anybody says that I can. I want to influence people's emotions and help them see beauty of art, and not just through looking at a picture, but feeling what I felt and understanding the concept of art the way they see it. And today I am also an art teacher who helps people connect with art in their own way. I always get inspired through the progress that people make, through the things that they learn, and it's always interesting to interpret it in our own way. That's why I believe art is a very important concept of our lives.
2 minutes.
2 minutes until what?
2 minutes until you die, Mr. Drake.
You're really asking for it, pal. You think you can scare me? Huh? Because we both know only one of us is gonna make it out of this basement alive. And it's not gonna be you, buddy.
You should have picked up the phone.
Boring. Yeah, I don't even know why I even expected a half-decent story from you, Jack.
What? Do you honestly think something is worse than Sean yelling at you for not having a sign-out sheet?
Yeah, I do actually. This is a story none of you MSP students have ever heard. In the empty halls of the ATC building wandered a student who was lost but felt like he was in a familiar place. As the student passed Montco Radio into the desolate lobby where not a single camera click or a professor can be heard yelling, the student looked confused, unsure of how they ended up where they were, and thought to themselves, I have to find someone. They made their way down the SRT classes in hopes of finding Matt Porter, who could guide them back to Parkhouse Hall. As they were walking down the hall, they noticed one of the mixing studios. The student felt the need to enter the room. He couldn't help it, as if something was gravitating him towards the equipment. They take a seat in the empty room, just as everything powers on, without input of any kind, as if the studio had a mind of its own. As the student looks around the equipment, they noticed a book, one that hadn't been there when they first entered. They go to pick up the book that reads SRT Syllabus. Curiously, they go to read what it's all about. The student flips through the hundreds of pages as his heart begins to race. Project due dates, expect to participate in group work, and be ready to take out equipment and return it undamaged. The student is in a panic. It's all coming back to them. They start to realize why everything was so familiar to them, but just then, there were loud, thunderous footsteps approaching the door. The nervous student backs away. The person begins to knock on the door. The student frantically looking for something to defend themselves, but nothing. The student hears the beep of the card reader at the door. But just as the figure goes to open the door, they wake back up on the table of the mixing room to the professor walking in asking, "I needed this project done a week ago. Get to it." The professor slams the door shut as the student realizes it wasn't a dream. It was reality. The student gets back to finishing their project, not before listening to what he already has.
My name is Drew Raison. I'm the executive director of EMIAP. The curator here at EMIAP started collecting about 14 years ago, and that's a big part of what we do. We have dozens and dozens and dozens of prototypes of amplifiers, effects, recording gear. The artists themselves will reach out to us and say, you know, I want to keep my legacy here. And when you look at our hallway full of guitars, that's only some of the stringed instruments that we have. But ultimately, there are always 8 or 9 on that wall that are going to, you know, make your knees quake. Rick Wakeman, the keyboard player from the band Yes, is a great example of legacy. And we are very, very excited to have the bulk of his instruments here with us at EMIAP. And we have a lot of those holy grails in this room. And we have this one hallway that we're particularly fond of. And this hallway changes, it undulates constantly. And then we have some very rare instruments, meaning maybe 4 or 5 of them in the world, kind of scattered amongst that pile. It's one of the fascinating parts of that hallway. You just never know what you're going to see. You can find EMIAP in all the regular places, Instagram and Facebook. Find us online at emiap.org and join us as a free member.
Drums, good, good. Saxophones, tweak it a little. Trombones, go a little lower. Trumpets, a little higher.
You, with the glasses. Tomorrow morning, 6B. Don't fucking be late. Do you know why I threw the fucking Nerf sword?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
The tempo?
Yes, the fucking tempo. Were you rushing or dragging?
I don't know.
Were you fucking rushing or dragging?
I don't know.
Clean the fuck up. Drum better. What the fuck is this? We have a competition in 6 days, and if you ruin it, I'm gonna fuck you like a pig.
Today's the day of the big competition. I can't screw this up. Sure hope I don't get in a car accident.
Can't be late for this thing. Shit. Fuck!
You're done. Get the fuck out of my band.
Oh, I'm gonna report that fucker. How you been?
I've been doing well. I'm not with Fester anymore.
What happened?
Some student, I think they were in Sean Casey's class. They reported me to the office and got me fired for my teaching tactics.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay. I've been playing with this jazz band now the past few weeks. We actually have a show coming up. We could use a drummer if you're interested.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
Cool.
Pastel blazer, no shirt underneath her, board shorts, funky socks peeking out my sneakers.
Hi, I'm Colin Foley, aka Kofo, and I am a recording artist and music producer. I started in sound at a very young age, actually on when MySpace used to have a MySpace music platform. I would do pranks on friends on AOL Instant Messenger and MySpace. So that's when I first started making music and first started learning how to use sound equipment to get out. When I eventually came to school at Monco, I had been at a point in my life where I knew like this is 100% what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I think through that focus, it naturally opened up doors to help others, which is something I like to do. I really like helping people, so that's how I fell into it. Like I love teaching people this because the best way to learn is to teach. So it all around is just a beneficial experience.
I'm gonna take that as a yeah.
Yeah, I remember plenty of times I was up editing for hours trying to get the footage just right with my audio levels. I loved doing it, but it was exhausting. Hey Alex, remember the time we couldn't almost turn our final project for Professor Column?
You mean for video production too?
Yeah, that was a real terrifying experience for us.
So what happened?
Well, we were supposed to make a reporter package for Jerry's class, and the event was supposed to take place just before our assignment was due on a Wednesday. But just to our luck, they canceled the day of, and we were scrambling for ideas. And Jack had the bright idea to try and recreate the event.
Hey man, I don't remember you coming up with any better idea.
Okay, fair. But to no one's surprise, Jerry caught on immediately and cut our package off just 10 seconds in. I guess you can only recreate a puppy bowl with actual dogs.
Ouch. How did that turn out?
How about I just show you?
Oh my god, not this bitch. Hey sister, how you doing?
You lying bitch.
Whoa, what is that about?
You know exactly what this is about.
No, I don't. Also, calm your toad, Missy.
You stole my new necklace. It's missing and you were always talking about how nice you thought it was.
Paulette, why the hell would I steal your necklace? Think before you speak.
She thinks she can pull one over me. Well, she's got another thing coming.
No, I'm going to be a bit late. I'm finishing up some cooking now, then I'll be over.
Why didn't you tell me you were home? You need to go get my necklace.
1 second. What part of I didn't steal your necklace did you not get?
Stop your fucking lying.
Chill. I don't want your shitty necklace.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's the end of it.
Ow! Ugh. I can't believe she hit me like that. I really didn't even steal her necklace. Wake up, you drunk. It's 3 p.m.
What do you want?
Wake up. It's 3 o'clock.
I don't want this. This is from Brad, and Brad's a cheater. What was that for?
Here's your necklace, you fucking drunkie, since you threw it behind the TV.
I appreciate the gesture, but this isn't the necklace I lost. Funny enough, I did find one in a wine glass a little while ago. I guess it's funny, that whole debacle was all over nothing.
Hi, I'm Chris S. Jordan, and today I'd like to show you a few tricks on how to upgrade your instant ramen and save your wallet. This project video is made from the inspiration of my favorite YouTuber, Bingin' with Babish. Now imagine this scenario. You just got home from college, and after recently paying your tuition on a payment plan, your bank account is looking pretty barren, and you're hungry. You think to yourself, okay, I'll just make some ramen. While that is a good idea, what if I told you there are ways you can give your bowl an upgrade with low-cost ingredients you can get from your local grocery store and feel like you're at a fancy restaurant and be a fancy chef at the same time? Well, that's why I'm here with a few random but recommended ingredients to upgrade your noodle bowl. For this, I'll mix together a couple of daikon slices, minced chives, carrots, ham, sesame oil, and hoisin sauce. Anyway, to get started, obviously you need to have a ramen pack to get your noodles. Maruchan or Nissin will do. Nissin is my personal favorite because for a short history lesson, instant ramen was invented in 1958 by Momofuku Ando, who faced a post-World War II food shortage in Japan. For the next step, we are going to decide what to make for the broth because, good news, we don't need a flavor packet, unless if you really want to. But for this bowl, I decided to add some hoisin sauce and some sesame oil. You can decide how much sauce you want in the boiling water to reduce your sodium intake. For the hoisin, I'm going to add about a tablespoon because this is the first time making impromptu ramen broth. As for the sesame oil, I think this will smooth out the flavor and give it a bit of a smoky scent. Plus, the health benefits of sesame oil include combating inflammation and protecting skin from sun damage, so about 1 teaspoon will do. Keep in mind that this is the first time making this new concoction, so I have no clue what the soup will taste like. So this is an experiment for me too, even though I'm pretty sure the ramen aficionados are shaking their heads at me right now. Now for the meat. It was tricky because some of the pre-cuts of chicken and beef were pricey at the time, so I decided to use a few cuts of leftover Easter ham. Now we're gonna add some roughage to this bowl by adding some cut carrots, a handful of chopped scallions, and a few slices of daikon radish. For carrots, while I'm at the moment struggling with this tight wrapper, they can support cholesterol balance, support heart health, and are a good source of vitamin A. Also, the classic, they're good for your eyes. Scallions have good sources of vitamin C, B1, B2, and B3. Most of the time they can be used as a topping, but I tend to throw it into the pot. They're also a popular ingredient in Asian and Latin American cooking and are often used as a garnish in a variety of recipes. Finally, daikon radishes, giving it a good slap for luck as we get to the peeling before slicing. Now, aside from, whoops, I forgot to take off the sticker. Now, aside from being a vegetable from an old favorite anime I watch, they are a good source of calcium, helps eliminate toxins from the body, and helps with digestion. How you wish to add the meat depends on your preference. For this, I'm going to add the ham pieces into the boiling broth so the natural juices mix into the hoisin and sesame oil. And here is a good close-up of what we're adding to this ramen bowl. The noodles obviously, the carrots, hoisin sauce, and sesame oil for the broth, a few cuts of ham, daikon slices, and some scallions. Now let's head over to the pot to put these things together. So boiling up the broth, we're going to add the noodles, meats, daikon, and everything in between. Some people, admittedly me at the time, would boil the noodles and strain the water and then add the flavor packet. The real trick on making noodles is to add the flavors to the boiling water when the noodles are loosening up so the noodles absorb the flavor. To my embarrassment, the instruction has been on the packet the entire time. As my computer repair teacher always says, always read the instructions. In my case, it's the same principle, but also it doesn't matter what your skill level is. While the flavors are mixing in, let's enjoy some visuals. So using some movie magic to skip time for what was about 30 minutes and cleaning up, here is the completed bowl. I'll bring the camera close to see the result. I am mostly happy about the hoisin sauce making the broth look similar to how a regular beef packet would look. Now it's time for the taste test. Do a quick itadakimasu and start with the broth first out of curiosity. Sorry for that little spill on the table. To my surprise, the flavor was really mild. Though the entire room had a smoky aroma, the broth itself wasn't high in taste. Though the minute I started eating the ham, it caught me off guard. I was happy that the noodles were at the right firmness I wanted. Some people would like to boil it for longer depending on their preference, but I feel it too swampy for me. The vegetables, especially the daikon, are good and crunchy. Almost in a way, I felt more healthy, but at the same time I saved my wallet. On a personal level, it was really good with wine, and I made a short toast to celebrate a job well done. I hope you enjoyed this instruction video, save some money, maybe think of new combinations to upgrade your ramen, and I'll see you real soon.
My name is Luke Charles, I'm 28 years old, and we'll be talking about my LEGO collection. I've been collecting LEGOs for 23 years now, since I was 5 years old. My first LEGO set was a box of just different colored parts, and I then got into like Star Wars LEGOs, and from there it just branched to Harry Potter, and then eventually Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit sets, but I think it keeps me really centered because I can remember every time I build a set, it's like a different milestone or like landmark in my life, I guess. So certain LEGO sets I look at, I'm like, oh, I got that for my birthday this year when I was like 14, or whenever, like Christmases, like tons of Christmases, because I got a lot of sets for like holidays. I think what made me fall in love with Legos was the idea that it's a very simple amount of pieces with a few variations, you know, by like length and width. You add a piece this way and you can make a whole new brick, but you can make millions and millions of different things with a couple different sized bricks. And to see like your favorite movies like Star Wars and Harry Potter be turned into sets, it made me want to like build your own and see what you could come up with, and wait for them to see if the brand will ever release a set that is like something that you made. I think I adore like I adore the Harry Potter collection the most, because the characters I can like make my own characters that I don't have, but the details on the characters are so like intimate and realistic that it's really, really satisfying to see so many characters in like a beloved book series and movie series as well. But I really like cherish my Star Wars collection because it's an ongoing collection. Every army I have is due to collecting, you know, 2 figures here, 2 figures there from so many different sets that you end up having like an army of clone troopers from having so many sets.
I'm coming with you. Couldn't fucking do it. What the fuck? Talo kaladu ekelia sotho thevas nemaye mare sophila ka arteka haria. Talo kaladu ekelia sotho thevas nemaye mare sophila ka arteka haria. Fuck!
Ye of such little faith.
Who said that?
I have heard your endless cries, my son, in the infinite abyss of this world. And I will give you the one thing you can use to reverse it all. I will grant you thy request, if only you pledge this undying oath to me. There is no peace, there is anger. There is no fear, there is power. There is no death, there is immortality. You are the heart of the darkness. You will know no fear. You will instill fear in your enemies. You are the destroyer of worlds. You are the fire of hate. All the universe will bow before you. You will pledge yourself to the darkness. Your new life will be the death of the light. You will now know the true power of the darkness. You will be my sword, my blade, my shield, and my avatar.
Do you promise me that you'll keep your word?
Of course, one father to another. Her salvation is guaranteed. Don the helm, become what you were born to be. But I'm afraid to say your salvation is forfeit.
Cut.
Hi, my name is Jenna Shainline, and today I'm going to be teaching you about Music Theory 101. I will be teaching you the basics of the staff, the treble staff, and some note values that can go along in a basic 4x4 staff. So let's get started. This right here is the basic treble staff. Each line and space has its own letter value going from top to bottom. So each line is E, G, B, D, and F. And a very good way to remember it is every good boy deserves fudge. Nice and simple. It's a little rhyme that I learned when I was younger. And the space value is even easier because it's F-A-C-E, or face. Makes it super easy, simple to remember. And this over here is called the treble clef. There are multiple different clefs, but the treble clef is, in my opinion, one of the easier ones to remember. And the numbers next to it, 4x4, means how many beats per measure are in a measure. So this is the most common one. Sometimes you'll see it replaced with the C, because it stands for common. So with this in mind, let's get right to note values. So in a basic common time signature, you have different note values. The quarter note is 1 beat per measure in a 4x4 time. So that's why we have 4 in the first measure, or bar, whatever you want to call it. In the second measure, there's one that has a nice open circle. This is called a half note, and it gets 2 beats per measure in the common time signature. Next to it, up here with this little weird tail, is called an eighth note, and it gets half of a beat, so it gets half of the value of a quarter note, which is why there's 2 in here, because that makes 1 whole beat next to the quarter note. And then this one is called a whole note, and I couldn't include it in because it takes 4 beats per measure, so it would have to do a whole measure by itself. And that's all I have for this. And now we are going to segue into Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I'm going to play it for you.
Hello, sir. Top of the morning to you, I guess. I'm very, very sorry, sir. I have,
Get on with it.
Okay. Sorry. Guess back to business. So I had this really cool idea for a screenplay that I wanted to share with you. I love character development. It's such a passion for me. I wanted to create these believable humans, really. That's what I...
Wait. What's that behind you?
What? I'm not gonna fall for that, right? What the fuck?
Oh man, it was so bad.
Yeah, it was. Luckily, Jerry gave us more time after he understood our situation, and he told us to delete the video and all evidence that ever existed, but I think he actually enjoyed it.
I'm sure he did.
I mean, it could have been worse. We could have had to record a live boxing match for our reporter package.
I mean, what do you guys think could be the worst thing that could happen to your guys' projects?
Actually, it's something I've seen before, but heard a horrifying story happen to someone else. It was of a capstone student getting ready to edit their final project. They entered the classroom about to edit what will be their masterpiece until there was a slight rattle that caught the student's attention. Assuming it was nothing, they took their next step that would end up being disastrous. It was their hard drive. The device came crashing down onto the floor and sounded like the most horrific car crash had happened. The student picked up the device and looked around it. No visible damage. They shook the device to hear for loose parts. Luckily, nothing. Maybe everything was fine after all. He took another listen, but didn't hear anything. Feeling relieved, he continued to make his way to his computer. The student opened the editing software before plugging in the device. Wiping his brow, he said to himself, "What a relief," unaware of what would happen next. The student went to import their files, but couldn't. The footage was damaged, audio was unusable. It was a complete disaster. Months' worth of media gone. The student dropped their head in defeat. All of a sudden, the professor walked in, demanding their work to be turned in, and was never heard from again.
Brooklyn! Brooklyn, I know you're in there! Brooklyn, open the fucking door! Brooklyn, please! Please! Just open the fucking door! It's okay, we can do this together! Just open the fucking door! Brooklyn! Fuck. Brooklyn, open the fucking door! Brooklyn, please. Brooklyn, please. Open the door. Brooklyn, just open the door. Please. Please, I'm here for you. Please. Brooklyn, open the fucking door. Brooklyn, please! Just open the door!
Hello, 911. What's your emergency?
Hi, I would like to report a suicide.
What's the name?
Brooklyn Ramos, 20 years old.
Sorry, ma'am. Where are you located?
85 Cherish Lane, Philadelphia, PA.
Alright, I've sent an ambulance on your way.
Thank you. Please hurry. Please. Please. Thank you.
Yo, what's up? My name's Steve Melly, and this is my gym, Melly Athletic Performance. Our goal here at Melly Athletic Performance is to help each and every athlete that comes in our doors maximize their potential and take it to the next level, whether it be high school, college, or the pro level. I opened the doors to the facility in June of 2019. When I set out, my goal was to provide the best program for athletes in the area. Since I opened the doors, I brought a nutritionist on to help the team, and I also just brought in a physical therapy team and have a clinic in the front of the gym. As far as I know, we are the only facility in the area to have a comprehensive program such as this. We've brought in hundreds and hundreds of athletes, and we're looking to grow and hopefully add on another facility to this in the coming years. So be on the lookout for Melly Athletic Performance.
Skippack Village is a small town located in Skippack, PA, Montgomery County. Main Street is lined with dozens of small businesses, but the village didn't always look this way. There's a lot of hidden history behind the walls of Skippack. Skippack was not always known as the town it is today. Before white settlers came here, there was an Indian tribe known as the Lenni Lenape, which translates to men of men, but was known as original people. The Lenni Lenape were generous people and were known as the grandfathers or ancient ones by other tribes. They are considered to be among the most ancient tribes of northeastern nations. But back in 1683, an agreement was made with William Penn about the area. Let's start back in 1706 when a land surveyor named Hendrik Pennebecker surveyed the land that is now known as Skippack, Pennsylvania. Pennebecker later settled in Skippack and was an acting representative for a Dutch merchant named Matthias van Beber. While living in Skippack, Pennebecker surveyed and prepared many of the deeds for early Skippack settlers. In that same year, two German merchants, Gerhard and Hermann Inderhofen, purchased 440 acres of land from Van Beber. 4 years later, they built a beautiful stone house which could still be seen today in the heart of Skippack Village.
A bit of local history though, I'm holding here. One of the things that made Skippack a rather important location was this petition. When a lot of people settled here, and I had a picture of all the original settlers. Some of the names here, of course, were Gerhard Indenhofen. He was one of the brothers that lived right here in this house, built in 1713. Also over here is Hermanus Indenhofen. They both signed this, and I think were very instrumental in putting this petition together, along with Pennypacker, Heinrich Pennypacker, who was a surveyor, helped survey the road once it was okayed. His grandson, great-grandson, became governor of Pennsylvania in the early 1900s. Pennypacker is a big name. Down here we have, Peter Wentz. Peter Wentz was living down here, one of the original settlers, not in Bebers Township, but in Worcester at that time.
The home was built in 1710 when Gerhard was just 19 years old. The stone that makes up the house was carried from quarries along Skippack Creek a little south of the house. The mortar was a simple mixture of Skippack red clay and lime, held together by horsehair and rope.
But the two brothers that originally settled here in this stone house, they first built a log cabin down near the creek on the edge of their property. And then around 1713, we believe, they built this stone house, which was 2 bedrooms, where we're sitting now is one of the lower rooms. One of the lower rooms was back there with a big fireplace behind me, big hearth fireplace. Upstairs, he had 2 bedrooms. And we have a nice display of things in our museum here for people to come and see. We're sitting here below quite a few of artifacts that were used in kitchens many years ago, whether it was a meat grinder or a fruit grinder. We have a sewing machine, treadle sewing machine, and you're standing next to an ice box, which takes you about 100 years back, 120 years. All of these things would have been used in most of the kitchens.
General George Washington and his 10,000 Continentals marched past and possibly gazed upon this stone house as they made their way through Skippack on the way to the Battle of Germantown. But at this time, the house was about half the size it is today.
Washington, 10,000 troops, made its way across, eventually to Schwenksville for 4 days. Our map here shows the traffic that happened in Montgomery County. I don't know if you can refocus it or put it up here. They came to they started going up towards Reading. They stopped at Pottstown. It's Pottsgrove Manor up there, where they called it Camp Pottsgrove. And then they came down to Pennypacker Mills, which is in Schwenksville, and Washington wrote some memos while he was at Pennypacker Mills in Schwenksville. He then came down to Skippack for 4 days, and from here they would be ready to surprise the British in Philadelphia when the time is right.
About 110 years later, in 1886, Skippack came to be when it split from what is now Perkiomen Township. 3 years later, in 1889, the Skippack Fire Company was organized after 3 public meetings held in the former Valley House Hotel, which is now Justin's Restaurant. In 1900, the fire company built an engine house on the corner of Skippack Pike and Mensch Road, which is today the comic book store. By the 1960s, the fire company purchased 6 acres of land right off of 113, and by 1968, the firehouse was complete and now the current location of the Skippack Fire Company.
There was a fire in town. I sort of forget it's in the book here. You'll be able to see that in the book. And after the fire, they got together and said, we got to form something. And they had a couple meetings and they started a fire company.
I said the book that you have has the handwritten minutes from the original charter when the fire company was the first meeting of the fire company. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
On July 20th, 1907, the first trolley car left Norristown, and a year later, the trolley line was extended up Skippack Pike and through the town of Skippack. But unfortunately, in 1925, 2 trolley cars crashed into each other, bringing the trolley line to a tragic end. Today, the town of Skippack is a whole different world. Lined with small shops and restaurants, Skippack has developed to be a great little town for a day of shopping and great food. Well Fed is a staple located in the heart of Skippack, where lots of locals go for great breakfast on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Some of the favorites include the very tasty egg platter, Philly omelet, and of course, their famous home fries. Skippack is a town known for local shops with a bunch of unique items such as Accent on the Rocks, Dreamcatcher, and Floral and Hardy. There are also various events that happen throughout the year that span down Skippack Pike, such as the annual Skippack Days and First Friday.
Vendors from all over the East Coast actually come here. We have 150 unique vendors, and there's things from tin punch, craft art, sand art, dog collar vendors. We've got pizza places that do all kinds of good food things, and it's town-wide. So we start from all the way down to Park Bistro Restaurant, and it goes throughout town and ends at Floral and Hardy.
Today, the popularity of the town brings more housing and people. However, it holds the same charm with the local shops and rich history. We've looked back in time with the history of Skippack, but let's look forward. With the population rising, the town could possibly expand or even renovate buildings that need it. There are many possibilities for what new traditions could arise. The Skippack community would welcome your visit with open arms.
Zhao Green is a music education student. He came from Myanmar. During his study, he feels upset because of his home country's political situation.
My name is Zhao Green, and I came from Burma. Currently, I am a student at Cairn University, majoring in music performance and also studying music compositions, and my instrument is piano.
Myanmar, also called Burma, is a country in Southeast Asia. Due to the political inequality between central government and ethnic states, Myanmar has been struggling in civil wars since independence from the British colony in 1948.
I want to be a music composer for films, working with movie music and creating my own music. I came to America to fulfill my dreams because I believe that the America is one of the best education systems in the world.
The Burmese military seized the power in a coup on 1st February 2021. The military has been cracking down the widespread protests around the country.
The situation in Burma right now makes me feel really annoyed, and that feelings affects my study. I still keep seeing the news about the people in Burma that they've been crying every day, every time, and my families are still there as well. At first, I couldn't able to communicate well because the internet line was not stable. But after that for a while, but I'm glad that the internet line is back to normal. So I'm talking to my families every day, every week, and I'm trying to contact them as much as I can. It's terrible, and it was complete chaotic, and people have been escaping all over the place. And in the beginning, but I was concerned and anxious about what is going on in Burma right now. So I couldn't concentrate at all in class. I was getting low grades, and I wasn't doing well in school. But I'm glad that the teacher were aware of my situations and helped me out. And so they let me submit the assignment that I'm late. So I'm really thankful for my teachers that they've been helping me out. But now I'm back to normal because my uncle's family support me and stay with me when I'm feeling down, and I listen to music, I play piano, and I play games with my friends, and most importantly, I participate in church. No matter how tough it is, I believe that I'll be able to get through, and I know that my dreams will come true.
My name is Megan Dwyer, and I am born and raised in Northwest Philadelphia, and I am a yoga teacher and a shamanic guide. I help people restore their relationship with their bodies and also with the earth. My yoga path actually led me to shamanism. Valley Forge is such a beautiful place. I love, the mountains and the hills here, and the fact that it is a historical landmark. From a shamanic perspective too, we'd, come here and also kind of with that historical context, remember also that of who came before the Europeans did. So this is I think it's so important to acknowledge that this is the land, the original land of the Lenape and whoever their ancestors were. And so that's a big part of shamanism too, is to acknowledge the spirits or the ancestors of the land that you're on, and the harm that was created because of things like war. Oh, that's a great question. I would say it takes coming into your heart and your body in the same way that you were when you were a little child. As children, we're all super connected to our hearts and to our bodies. And a child might have no problem talking to a tree or to an animal. And so that's kind of the same way. Your brain might not necessarily understand it because we've been trained in a very rational, cerebral way. We are nature. It's not a coincidence that just like the earth, 70% of our body is made up of water. And so we're like little mini earths, our bodies are. A big part of shamanism work is play. It's like going back to being a kid again. Personally, it's been more about forming my own communities, especially around the full moon. So I run full moon fire ceremonies in outside. And we're in a circle around the fire, and we sing songs, and we, use the fire to help release parts of ourselves or things that we don't like in our life or we're having a hard time with. And then because the nature of fire is that it's powerful and transformative. And we also have that fire within ourselves. So seeing that we have all the elements, right? Earth, water, fire, air, right, are also within us.
Every time she looks in the mirror, the voices inside her head are so loud. All she can see are the glaring imperfections. She thinks of all the ways that everyone judges her based on how she looks. Don't you feel it when you move? That moment of freedom that opens a restless desire for something more. Something greater. And for a moment, she feels the hope. She feels the freedom of just creating, of moving, of being present in the moment, not thinking how she looks. And yet, here she is, day after day, hour after hour, facing the same old failures, same imperfections. Will anything ever change? Sometimes everything is too quiet. Empty spaces untouched by creativity, untouched by feeling. It all feels blank. It is all blank. the canvas, the mind. It's hard to create when you feel like everyone creates better than you. Sometimes it all feels like a waste. It feels like no one sees the struggle, no one understands the pain of feeling left behind, of living under unreachable expectations. But then again, she sets these expectations for herself. A lack of inspiration is bad enough, but the pressure to be better, no, to be perfect, it's almost too much. But she feels it too, a drip on the canvas of her mind, the inkling of hope. Maybe she doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe success looks different than she thought it did. All the beauty in the world, the lovely grace and strength of a dancer, the sunset sky, or the colors of an artist's painting, the most amazing music, the depth of the eye or a smile, it all flows from a source. For our songs are an echo of God's voice. Our movements are extensions of His movement, and our lives come from His life. The Creator's hand is in all of it. These inexplicable desires, feelings, dreams, they are a shadow of what once was and once again will be. Perfect love and harmony. Hear me, friend. You are created to create. All of our art is an echo and a shadow of God's greater song. So go, do what you were made to do, imperfect as it is, imperfect as you are. The Creator is perfect, and He knows you are not, and yet you are His masterpiece, and you are always loved.
The hell happened to you?
This!
Looks like you got a little kinky, huh?
No, dog. Tyler did this to me at work.
He shoved a tampon up your nose? You kids are wild.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. We were slapboxing. And that's when Tyler decided to punch me in the nose. Even Olivia was laughing. Felt like such a clown.
Hey, Vag Queen. Quit moping around. Ow. We gotta get back at him. You can't let him disrespect you like that, alright? But what if nothing? Listen to me. If anything happens, I got your back. Fine.
Come on, man. Hey! You want to have baby smooth hands when you're connecting with his jaw? There he is.
Alright, bro. I need a kick. Yo, can I get some of that coffee?
Yeah, sure. I mean, be careful though. It's kind of hot.
Yeah, hey, so, Mom, what's for dinner again? Come on, why we gotta have kale again? Come on, can't we just go out to eat?
Yo, Tyler!
Hold on, Mom, I'll call you back in a bit, okay? Yeah, love you. Yo, Damon, what a coincidence. Just got off the phone with your mom. She said last night was amazing. Get it? Because I banged her?
Ha ha, very funny. Look, Tyler, that shit you pulled yesterday was not cool. Especially right in front of...
Hey, punch me with the blue. Oh my god, bro, you look so fucking stupid. Okay, man, whatever, I'm out. Peace, bro.
Yo, dickweed.
Ah! Ah! Fuck! Ah! Ah!
Smokey, what did you just do? I defended your honor.
Fuck you! Oh! God.
Hello, my name is Yusuf Shah. I am the author of the script and the editor of this scene. What you're about to see is a short scene from my script called The Sins of Thy Father, and essentially the character you're about to watch, Dominic, is having a bit of an anger outburst due to not being able to play on the football team because of his grades, and he's kind of thinking about what the coach said to him and all the pressures that's kind of just been going throughout his life, and I'll kind of burst in this moment. So please sit back and relax and enjoy the quick 30-second scene. Thank you.
I'm just being silly.
Hello? Hello? I'm in here and the door's locked. Can anyone hear me? I'm volunteering for Yearbook Club with Miss Ross. I literally am Yearbook Club. Anyone? Hello? Forget this. You're joking. You're joking. Really? What is this? Who took this crap? Oh. Who took this? Where are you? Just come out! It's not funny! Come out! Can anyone hear me? Please, I need someone to hear this! Please. What if it was my SD card? That would explain the photos I just messed up and I... No, it can't be empty, it can't be empty. How'd the camera even save any of these? Ah! No, please, no. Why is this happening? It can't be real. It can't be real. Please, don't be real. Be a dream. Please be asleep. Please be asleep. Please just stop falling asleep editing. Who are you? What do you want? No, please, let me out. I don't want to stay here anymore. Please, just let me out. Please. I want answers. practical joke. Just get me out this room. Whoever's behind this, you fucking theater kids, I swear to God, when I get out there, I'm gonna shove my foot so far up your enormously large, tactless asses. Is that my backpack? This doesn't make any sense. This is also absurd. Giving me these photos instead of me letting me out. Just open the fucking door. When I get out, I'm gonna have my family sue this girl out of gas. And yours too. The camera's in the hallway! The cameras, you guys are all screwed! Ever think of that? and these photos are clearly fucking fake! You guys photoshopped like some senile, cataract-ridden, boomer-ass grandma! Rude. Bad? Dad, you are... Wait. You're... Dad?
All of a sudden, the professor walked in, demanding their work to be turned in, and he was never heard from again.
What are all of you doing in here? Stop messing around. Get your work done.
Sergeant.